is up everybody? Hope you're doing well. In today's video, I want to talk about the latest pickup that I did. Actually, I bought it 2 weeks ago, but it is the Carol Christian Poell fingerless gloves. Now, where do I start? So actually the fingerless gloves together with the West bag are the first products that I bought from Carol. I bought them I think in 2016, 2017, something like that, from Darklands online in one order. So the black West bag in course and then the black fingerless gloves. Bought them in a size 52 because I had no idea how those gloves fit. Way too big. Exchanged them for a size 50. Fit perfectly. Then I sold them because they were really useless. And I'm still having this opinion that they're pretty useless, and we'll get to that in a second. But I sold them. I had the black ones with the gray part on top, basically, so the more flexible thing, the fabric part was grayish. And then over the years, I kind of got to the conclusion that this is probably the piece that exemplifies Carol's philosophy the best. Now here's what I mean by that. So usually when you have clothing, the goal of those clothes is to basically form to your body, assist your body in whatever your body is doing, be flexible and all that. And part of Carol's philosophy is that the wearer basically has to adjust to the piece. Many different examples. Boots, for example, that don't bend when you walk. Right, there is this boot with a 3-layer sole that is so thick that it doesn't bend at all. So you basically have to relearn how to walk in those boots. Same with kind of stiff pants that are cut kind of not in the most efficient way of walking, I would say. So you basically have to adjust your walking style when you're wearing those kind of pants, right? So from a wearer perspective or a customer perspective, that's not really functional because you want to make life easier, actually, right? The ideal would be to not feel that you're wearing something, and that's for my opinion, of course, only that's where Carol's art perspective comes in, right? So you're never forgetting basically what you're wearing, and it kind of adjusts your body, your posture, and the way you move based on what you're wearing. And that's kind of an artistic approach and super interesting. And once I realized that, I was like, okay, those gloves are actually the embodiment of that philosophy, because the gloves, they don't really keep you warm. It's really hard to do stuff, even sometimes carry a coffee, type into your smartphone. Now it gets easier once they're more worn in, but it's still not really functional, I would say, right? So you're having cold hands even though you are wearing gloves, but then you can't use your hands, so you only have the downside. But then from a philosophical or artistic approach, I would say this is super interesting, and that kind of got me intrigued again. And I was thinking about probably over a year to maybe buy them again, and I wasn't really sure. But anyway, a lot of rambling, lots of backstories, but the idea was, okay, I really loved the idea, and I thought, okay, it might be cool to experiment that because it feels like I'm part of an art performance when I'm wearing them. Right? People look at me like I'm a weirdo. Obviously, I can't do anything, and I don't know. It's not that bad. You can still do stuff, and as I said, they loosen up over time, so it gets easier. But they're still pretty stiff. So I bought them brand new. Maybe a quick word about the buying experience as well. I think I went to Samsa Tuchwan here in Munich. I can highly recommend that store. It's actually the first time I've been, which is kind of weird. I've been a Carol head for many years now, and I live in Munich, obviously. Samsa is in Munich. I don't know, I had the feeling okay, when I only want to go there when I buy stuff. It feels kind of weird to make an appointment because you have to make an appointment to go there and then not to buy anything, so it felt kind of weird. But I have to say, it's the exact opposite, right? They give you the feeling that you're welcome and you can just try on stuff, etc. So maybe a couple of words to the experience. I don't want to share too much because I know they're kind of trying to embody, or not trying, they are embodying Carol's philosophy, with everything is being kept secret, etc. You're not allowed to take pictures and all that. I know that there are some pictures floating around the internet, so you can Google if you haven't seen it yet. But it's basically sort of like a warehouse environment. You come there, two very friendly people. You have to make an appointment, of course. You come in, they give you there's a box where you have to put your cell phone in, so you can't take any pictures, which is kind of cool, I think, part of the experience, I guess. And then a huge variety of amazing Carol pieces. I tried on lots of stuff, and super friendly. They give you background information and everything. And that's basically the experience. If you are ever in Munich, I highly recommend buying from them. They definitely have a lot of stuff that other stores don't have. Also because they are a mono-brand store, right? They only carry CCP stuff. So they are kind of exclusive and have better pieces in my opinion. And they're super friendly, and I don't know, I can highly recommend their stuff. Now you've seen it already. These are the gloves that I bought. I originally wanted to buy the black ones. I used to have the black ones, as I said, with those pieces here in gray. Now, a friend of mine has the black ones, but those cuffs are greenish. And I absolutely love them because it kind of resembles the derby or combat boots, right? So you have the black leather and then the laces are kind of green. And I thought that's like such a cool look and such a cool combination. But then they told me that the cuffs, basically, they always come in a relatively dark gray and then they fade over time. I think, like they didn't say this, but I think that since each batch is dyed individually, the dye varies obviously a bit, so some turn more greenish, some more grayish. And I really want to have green ones, but they didn't have those. So I thought, okay, I'll just go with black and gray then, that's also cool. And then I saw those, color 19, with pretty like dark spots and light spots. Then of course the light gray cuffs. And then you have the yellow seam taping, which to me, the combination is perfect. So I knew that I had a size 50, right? Because I had those before. Then the friend of mine who has the black and green ones has a size 50 as well. Tried his on, they fit perfectly. So I went in and I said, okay, I need a size 50. And then I saw the gray ones and I was like, okay, can I please try on the gray ones? And they didn't have any size 50, only 48. But apparently those fit a bit bigger, like not because they're gray, but I don't know, they just fit a bit bigger. So actually the size 50 was a bit too big on me, and those fit perfectly. So I was instantly like, okay, meant for me, perfect, absolutely amazing. So now in terms of design, right, those are obviously roux, right, which is kangaroo leather. I think those are white tanned. I'm not sure. To my knowledge, the colors that are not white and black, they're white tanned, so it's a different tanning process. The other ones, so white and black, are vegetable tanned. You can feel it, like it's a bit of a different texture. It feels a bit, I actually prefer the feeling of vegetable tanned, but those obviously are more consistent than in terms of color with the white tanning process, right? So in terms of design, you have those cuffs, and then on the left hand, you only have 4 cuffs, right? And the right hand you have 5, which basically means that the ring finger and the pinky are jointed to one piece. It's kind of a cool detail. And then you have those 2 slits here, which is separately stitched, 2 on this side, and then you have 3 on this side, which is also kind of cool that it's asymmetrical. Those are not identical, kind of a cool detail. And then you have the opening here with a stitch basically. And you have like the stitching, when you look closely at the stitching, see it's a light gray stitching, kind of a contrast, but not too in your face. Super small thread as well. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked. Love how they look. Obviously black is always more versatile, but I think like there are not many colors that don't go with gray, right? So you can obviously wear a black outfit, and then most of my stuff is black anyway, so this kind of fits it, I guess. One of the main selling points to me was the yellow seam taping. I think it's really embodies like Carol's work, sort of like a grotesque look, but it's so appealing to me. Yes, so I don't know what else to tell you. I'm super happy. I'm really enjoying wearing those, and like these days I'm mostly like when I'm driving in the car, I'm wearing them because I really want to wear them in a bit to make it a bit more flexible and not too stiff, and yeah, hopefully work them in and then, or break them in and then wear them as often as I can, which I actually do. I wear those like almost every day, every time I go out. Maybe let me throw those on with a coat so you get an idea what it looks like when I go outside. Bit of a contrast, like black coat, and then this maybe would be cool. Maybe a blazer as well, to give you an idea. So yeah, this is what the gloves look like with a coat. Right, this is the individual Sentiments wool coat that I currently wear most of the time when I go outside, and I think the gloves fit it quite well. Love the accent difference in color. Black would be cool as well, but I think when everything else is black, like this gray is a cool touch. And yeah, this would be with my Culata, by the way, cell phone. Right, a bit hard to maneuver. I think it still works, but you kind of have to get used to it. But yeah, I just ordered the iPhone 13 mini. This might be a bit more difficult probably. Hi, nice to meet you. People look at you weird, at least it feels like people look at you weird, but I guess that's something that you have to live with. So this pairing is the deep tee tuxedo blazer with the gloves. I think fits the aesthetic perfectly. Obviously deep tee and Carol always fit well. Have I talked about the shoulders before? I'm kidding. So yeah, this is black blazer with the accent basically of the gray. They look kind of big, kind of monstrous, I think because they're a bit stiff still, right? So this will probably be, once they're softer, they will look a bit smaller, I think. Like sometimes when I look at them like in photos, they feel a bit big. But size-wise, like I couldn't go down any size, so they fit me perfectly. But yeah. So guys, that's been it. Let me know down in the comments what you think about the gloves. Just looking at this seam taping here. Damn. Do you think that was the right choice? The gloves in general, but also the color, right? Black is obviously more versatile. Then you have like extreme colors like the orange. I really love the orange as well. Or those sort of like extreme, more in your face colors. Especially for gloves, I think it's a cool detail. But I think that probably shouldn't be the first pair that you buy, right? So I personally would go for black or gray. Also love the white ones actually. But yeah, so black or gray would probably be my first. And if I ever choose to buy a second pair, I would probably go with a more in your face color because I think it's a cool accent to your outfit, especially when you're more muted on a like gray or black scale and then you have one pop of color, kind of cool. But yeah, anyway, let me know down in the comments what you think. Hope you like the gloves. Hope you like the video. Thank you guys for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.